You've got a pretty extensive rig, too, as far as your equipment and your rack and everything, huh?
Yes, I actually been working on a sound and rig for a long time, ever since playing the club days, and always trying to improve the quality of pickups and amplification. And now, fortunate enough to be endorsed Yamaha equipment.
I noticed this bass right here. Tell us a little bit about this. It's got your name on it, and it's got, looks like a real, it's got a great sound.
A bass, thank you. This is a bass that they made especially for me, and from Japan. And it's, you know, a special 5-string active bass with a, I think, a very comfortable string spacing, very nice sound. And they provide me with all of my strings, basses, amplification, and tuners, just about anything that I need.
Anything in the world, yeah.
So it really helps to you know, belong to a company that is so powerful.
Well, they've got such a big reputation. Their instruments are so high quality. I mean, they can take a lot of abuse, especially throwing them in anvil cases and shipping them all over the world all the time. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm very happy with the Yamaha basses.
Well, besides that, when you got, as far as auditioning, because you played with a lot of stars, too, how did you end up at that point where you were going on the road with big stars? And what were some of the auditions like, and what would you recommend to players that are trying to get out there?
Well, I would say it's a kind of long snowball effect. You look up and see somebody and you say, wow, I want to be there, and you aspire to be that, but you don't know how long that person has actually been out there trying to make it. And for instance, I can remember several auditions, some that I didn't make and some that I made. And it's heartbreaking when you don't make the audition, and sometimes you feel like hanging it up, but interestingly enough, some of the groups that I auditioned for before I started working in the Los Angeles area and failed miserably at the audition, turned out to be good friends with them and make records with them later on. I don't think my playing really changed any, but the things you have to know about an audition is that the circumstances usually are kind of tricky, but sometimes that's the only way to go about it.
What would you say the difference is working with different types of leaders, like, say, if you're on the road with Eric Clapton opposed to working with Quincy Jones? Or
Well, I would say most of the more successful people that I have worked with have been really great guys to work with. And for instance, working with Al Jarreau, I would play certain things that weren't on the record, and he really loved that, you know. And he liked something different, whereas other artists, they wanted exactly like the record. Quincy Jones is one of the nicest producers, men in the business, and you go in the studio with him, immediately makes you feel at home. And Eric Clapton is like a brother to me. We have great times on the road together, and again, there's a very mutual respect on both of our parts, and it just makes the gigs really fun. Wow,
sounds like a great deal of experience. What is, getting down to the specifics, what do you actually practice in the early stages of your playing? Did you have certain, we discussed earlier in the lessons about technique, certain things, but there's a certain number of hours of day you practiced, or did you work with records, or what did you do?
Well, yeah, I would say that there was an interest there, so it went from, in the beginning, to holding a broomstick in front of the TV with the Beatles playing, to actually playing to my favorite records. And if I didn't have the record, I would play to the radio and just sit there, and whatever they were playing, I would try to learn that. And I would go out and buy my favorite records, back it up, put the needle back, scratch it, put it back, scratch it. But then I'd do it even at a slower speed so that I could learn what they were playing. And of course, had to learn a lot of tunes for top 40 bands.
Well, it seems like, what about your daily practice routine, as far as you had certain technical exercises of practicing with a metronome, or did you do some sight reading too, or how did you prepare yourself?
Well, I was fortunate enough to be involved in a lot of school bands, a stage band, and actually even marching band, and things that forced me to play and read every day. So it was a built-in kind of practice schedule, because there was music that I had to take home and learn. And then at the same time involved in high school bands, garage bands, playing Santana songs and top 40. So it was a combination of reading, during the day, and then going home and practicing with the radio and records.
Well, where do you see yourself a year from now? What's the future hold for Nathan East?
Well, I think since I built a studio at home, there's going to be a lot more production that I'm going to get involved with, and eventually artist with my brother Marcel, who's a talented producer, guitar player, writer.
Yeah, great drum programmer too.
Drum programmer, which is important
awesome
nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
Programmed all the drums for the solo videos.
And both of you are pilots too,
We're
so
both
you can
pilots.
fly to the gig too, huh?
So I think we could look for a record from East Meets East, or whatever we're going to call it.
Or Flying High.
Or Flying High.
Well, thank you very much, Nathan.